Chapter 12 is all about power and violence in families, a topic that's very difficult and unfortunately very common. So your book talks about what power is, the resource hypotheses, a classical perspective on marital power, the current research on couple power, how politics is involved, family violence, gender and intimate partner violence, violence against children, sometimes known as child maltreatment, sibling violence, child-to-parent violence, and how it can be stopped. So I brought forth the next 6 slides, and I also am going to include a separate lecture on sexual abuse that I use in my human sexuality class. So power. That's the ability to exercise one's will. Personal power or autonomy is the power that's exercised over yourself. Social power is the ability to exercise a person's power over the power of others. Relationship power involves objective measures of power and subjective measures of fairness. Equity then is a key component of that fairness. So the marital decline perspective proposes that personal happiness has become more important than the commitment we have toward our family obligations. Unfortunately, that is often the case. The incidence, intimate partner violence has declined significantly, so that's a great thing. However, family violence still makes up about 11% of all violence and 1/3 of all police-recorded violence. That is a lot. A hostile, controlling abuser is characterized as somebody who is suspicious, hypersensitive to perceived criticism, holds grudges, and often feels misunderstood in general. This type of abuser is controlling and often blames and attacks his partner. Intimate partner violence includes intimate couples, married or dating, high school relationships, unmarried couples, and both heterosexual and homosexual couples. Violence between siblings and parents and children fall under a different category of abuse. Common couple violence refers to an occasional act of violence that typically occurs when an argument escalates or gets out of hand. It really is usually not serious or life-threatening injury, but a very common thing. One question that's always asked is, why do victims not tell about the abuse they have, or when they tell, why do they continue to live with it? Many times it's fear of the unknown, fear of that person, fear of telling on them and what they might do to you, fear of what your life would look like if you were not in that relationship. Cultural norms and gender socialization, women encourage each other to put up with the abuse. Sometimes it's happened in their families for years and they've seen their mothers put up with it, so they continue to put up with it. Economic hardship, in other words, it costs too much to get out of the relationship if you had to live on your own. And then low self-esteem. This ties into maybe the fear that they have told you that you will not ever find love, that you're not any good without them. So a lot of that is emotional abuse. Some social scientists apply the exchange theory to an abused partner's decision to stay or leave. This is applied to the economic perspective. In other words, what's the reward versus the cost? And what we have learned is that those with more education and better jobs have a wider range of options, so they often are the ones that are more likely to get out of those situations. Victims' personal resources, along with the available support they have, further affects that decision. So if they have friends or family that are supportive, then they may be more likely to get out of an abusive situation. The social learning model proposes that we learn by observing what is modeled by others, and the benefits or consequences that result, such as reprisal for reporting abuse. So based on that, the highest percentage of people who do not report fail to do so because they have observed others getting hurt and they see themselves at higher risk. That concludes the lecture part. I know you will learn a lot from the other slides in this presentation.